Have you ever felt disconnected from your emotions? Like you just can't feel anything? I know I've definitely been there myself, becoming a first-time mum and really struggling with moving house and tantrums and sleepless nights and overwhelmed from work and trying to look after this house and cook and clean and do all the things, that there was a point that came where I just shut down. And it's like, I don't want to say I didn't care, because I did care, but I couldn't express how I was feeling. It was like I was a bit numb. I don't know if you know the song Numb Little Bug. That was my song. Every single time that would come on, I would just feel those words so much. I'd actually burst into tears every time I heard that song at a certain point of my life. Luckily now I can listen to it without bursting into tears, but there was a certain point in my life where every time that came on, I would burst into tears and I would just be like, this is me. Like, I care, but I don't care. It was actually really, really scary. And now that I'm kind of out of that stage, I can see exactly what was going on. And I can also see how this relates to chakra work and yoga and how working on that got me out of this state. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk to you about the sacral chakra. So there's 7 main energy points in the body. The one below your belly button, this is your sacral chakra. It's kind of in the pelvis, in the hip area. Now this chakra is known to store emotions. So even trauma from your childhood, right? Anything in your past that's been very emotional and traumatic, these emotions can get stored in your sacral chakra. And when we physically work on this area, like if we're in a yoga class and we're opening up the hips, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but sometimes after hip opening classes, you can feel this rush of emotion. You can burst into tears. I've had this myself and I've had it happen to some of my students, because as you work through this area and you move the body and you open and you stretch, you actually give your body space for this energy to move. It's absolutely crazy. I'm always a logical person. And I'm gonna just admit this now, I never believed in this kind of stuff. And I always just used to think, no, it's a load of rubbish. So I had to look at it from a scientific point of view. Now, with these chakra points in the body, if you don't believe in any of this spirituality, it's fine. Because what it is in these 7 points is actually where we have a lot of nerves and the bigger body parts in these areas. So we've got like all these nerve bundles in these centers. So if you imagine, even around the hip area, opening up the hip area, you're releasing those nerves in the body, right? And we know that when we're stressed and we've been through trauma, our body tenses, right? So if you can imagine them releasing and even just doing that, right? Even with my hands, tense and then releasing, oh, you just feel the sense of relief, right? And this is happening inside your body when we're opening these different areas in the chakra points. So slow vinyasa classes are really great for this because you move between poses and there's a lot of hip work normally. So if we're kind of flowing with these hip openings, you can just imagine, right, how that's going to loosen up that area. And yin yoga as well, because we hold the poses for a long time. So you're slowly releasing these areas and allowing that tension to drain. This is why I love focusing on slow vinyasas and yin yoga. So if you do feel like you are somebody who is kind of feeling a little bit numb and a little bit stuck with getting those emotions out, maybe this is something that you could work on. If you focus on this for a month, every single day, it doesn't have to be for long, right? You could literally do one pose. In fact, let me give you one pose right now. So one pose that I highly recommend is butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. You can grab around your toes or your ankles, lengthen up through the spine. I always like to bounce my knees a little bit first just to loosen it up, and then you can literally just fold. Okay, and just hold this for about 3 minutes. So even if this is something that you do kind of before bed or in the morning, or maybe even both, and just do it for a month, and I guarantee that you will feel a difference, because working on this area makes such a huge difference to all those nerves flowing through. And once you can get that energy moving, you start to feel things a little bit more. And I would love to hear some commitment from you. So if you're watching this and you have related to what I've been saying, leave me a comment down below. Let me know that you are starting this today. You are going to at least do 3 minutes every single day for a month. And I want you to come back and tell me how you feel after a month. And if you would like a longer class, check out the class that's going to be coming up on the screen now. And I will see you next time.